cruise news time, and man, I got a pile of it for you today. We got polar bears and jilted lovers and the strangest cruise rescue story I have ever heard. That, plus a whole lot more. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face on a Thursday the 20th of February, 2025. Whew, about to have a heart attack. Not really, but I do want to tell you about a heart attack story that played out off the coast of Mexico near Cozumel on Tuesday, where a passenger on Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas had to be medevaced. They had to send a boat to the ship to get the dude off the ship so they could take him to the hospital in Mexico to treat his heart attack. And well, like I said, this is one of the strangest cruise rescues I've ever heard about. They didn't have the dude strapped down on a stretcher. He just climbed off the ship on his own, climbed down a ladder onto another, but the guy's a full-on heart attack, need to go to the hospital. He's not even on a stretcher. I've never seen that in all of the medevac medical emergency stories I've ever covered. If you got somebody coming off the ship onto an emergency rescue vehicle, they're normally prone, horizontal. They're normally, strapped down to a gurney or something and being carried around by other people. Not this dude. He still went to the hospital. But what's going on there? I don't even know what else to say about it. Any of my doctor or EMT friends out there, is it normal for heart attack people to just be walking around under their own power, or should they have had him on a stretcher? Why wasn't he? I don't know. Virgin Voyages just warned their passengers about getting scammed, about having their private data stolen. And well, that's why I'm thankful for the sponsor of today's episode, Private Internet Access VPN. PIA VPN is an application that protects your sensitive private internet data by encrypting it before it goes out into the big bad internet, keeping it out of the prying eyes of hackers and identity thieves. I like Private Internet Access VPN for several reasons, but the top ones are this. I love the fact that they have one subscription price that covers unlimited devices, covers all of your operating systems, iOS, macOS, Windows, Android. They also have stellar 24/7 tech support, a 20-day money-back guarantee, and the big plus is their no-log policy. Not only are they keeping your data safe from the internet, they don't keep any of your data either, which is a big thing when it comes to data protection. PIA VPN also helps with geofencing. Last week I was in Progreso, Mexico, had a rock solid connection to the cell service there, and I wanted to pull up Peacock and watch the Saturday Night Live 50th musical concert. Well, it looked like I was in Mexico, so I couldn't connect to Peacock. I had the PIA VPN. I turned it on, connect to a server in the United States, and I was able to see Lady Gaga sing a very inappropriate song with Andy Samberg. You can try PIA VPN for yourself at a discounted price. If you click my link in the description, you will save 83% off of your subscription. That makes it to be about $2.03 a month, and you get 4 months completely free. Protect your data. Thanks, PIA VPN, for sponsoring today's episode. What happened to that light? I'm pretty sure the light was on earlier. That's weird. The next two cruise news stories, all about the government getting into cruise business with some regulations. First, let's go north. Let's go to Norway. Let's go to the Arctic Circle. Let's go to the archipelago of Svalbard. Have you ever been there? They've passed some new regulations that took effect January the 1st, some regulations that impact the size of ships that can go to the region. Here's the thing. They've cut off any ship that carries more than 200 passengers. They have been prohibited from going to 7 national parks and 21 nature reserves there in Svalbard. But wait, there's more. In addition to prohibiting ships that have more than 200 passengers to these locations, they've also put some regulations on how close you can get to the polar bears and other wildlife. During the peak season for the polar bears, which is March the 1st to June the 30th, you have to stay at least 500 meters away from the polar bears. But fortunately, July the 1st to February the 28th, you can get within 300 meters of the polar bears. That's good, right? The peak season, when they say peak, I think that they mean that's when the polar bears are the hungriest. And if you've never seen the video of the polar bear trying to eat a dude through plexiglass, watch that. That's terrifying. So you can't do that. They passed some regulations about the speed, how quickly a vessel can travel through those waters. They've also put some regulations on how close you can get to the bird colonies in the region. And not to be left out, they've also made a provision for the walrusi. The walruses? I'm sure the plural of walrus is walruses. What is it for walruses? 150 meters away from walruses gathering on land. If they're having a walrus party, can you see them? They're all on land together going cuckoo, kajoo. Are the walruses camera shy? Seems like there's stock footage of every other animal out there, and they've given me a cartoon. Yeah, look, it's good. These animals need to be protected. They can't take care of themselves, I guess, because I think if it's you standing there and a helpless polar bear, it's gonna eat your face off. I think maybe the regulations may be for the people. I don't know, but yeah, it's good. Also, we have more regulation coming out of Scotland. We've got the cruise port of Orkney. They're going to levy they're proposing. I said this was gonna happen. I said it and I meant it, and now it's coming to be. As more and more of these cruise ports start saying, hey, look, we can get us a big bag of money if we throw some taxes on the cruise people coming in. Other places are going, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Did you talk to Jim over in Key West? Angus here in Orkney, did you call him up? And hey, Orkney's getting £5 per passenger, and they're saying, based on the amount of people that come to Orkney every year, that they could generate £1 million in additional funds for the government there to do more tourism things, which, you know, I know there's going to be a good handful of people out there that goes, who cares? It's only £5. We all got £5. Your coffee costs more than £5. It's a death by 1,000 cuts. If every place you go starts putting a £5 tax on you in Scotland, then all of a sudden you're going to feel it, aren't you? Yeah, it was only $5 for the port city. And then I went and the carriage drivers in town want a $5 tax for anybody walking around. And then the vendors that sell, tartans, they're going to want, a $5. It just adds up. And again, this is between the local, government and the cruise line, and whatever happens, we'll feel the impact as a consumer. But, it's good to talk about just to get it out. Right? So before I continue to spiral down and get more and more upset about taxation, let's talk about the theme cruises. I don't think I really announced it, but I had such a good time on the Comic-Con cruise that I did book next year's Comic-Con cruise. And while I was talking to them, I was convinced by people on that cruise ship, and then talking to the people that have the cruise, to go on the 80s cruise, which is coming up, I think, the 3rd of March out of Miami on a Royal Caribbean ship. And I'm currently trying to get my 80s stuff together, but I am so dang excited because one of my favorite bands that I've never seen is going to be on that cruise ship, Men at Work. And a lot of other people like Tiffany and Sheila E. and Faster Pussycat and Adam Ant and Squeeze. And I don't have the whole lineup committed to memory, but I'm very stoked. I may be convinced, we'll have to see how this one goes. But theme cruising, it may be exactly the way to go. It costs a little more, but the thing that I, really took away from my theme cruise was that cruising's great because most people like cruising, but there's still a lot of people that think differently on the cruise. But then if you niche it down a level on a theme cruise, then you got everybody thinking like almost the same way on the cruise, and it's double gooder. Double gooder. You can take that to your bank and say, I would like a double gooder deposit. But in that vein, there is an announcement coming out from Florida that the first true crime cruise will set sail from Miami on Norwegian Cruise Line's Norwegian Joy, departing January 26, 2026. They're going to have John Walsh. So it sounds like there's going to be, true crime podcasting is huge. And so it's going to be some, TV, true crime, some podcasting. But it sounds like that's on sale right now. I'm not a true crime guy. I don't think I would go on this themed cruise. I mean, I say I'm not into true crime, but I did just watch the new Netflix documentary on the OJ trial. That was fascinating. Amazing the amount of evidence that was not brought into that case. You know, the big moment in the trial is when they tried to get the bloody glove on OJ's hand and it didn't fit. And Johnny Cochran said, if it does not fit, you must acquit. So OJ kind of got off because the glove didn't fit. Of course, it never works for me like that. You know, when I get back from my cruise and my butt won't fit in my pants, I feel like I'm definitely guilty of something. All right, now we got to talk about the jilted lover that ruined a whole... Oh wait, here we go. Dance break. Get up. We got to do it. We got to take a dance break. It's a big show. Let's go. Put on your dancing shoes, everybody. Dance break, here it comes. Break. That's right. Okay. Jilted lover ruins cruise. The story is simple. There was a couple, a married couple, that had a cruise booked on the Carnival Horizon, setting sail in June. And just a few days ago, they realized that they got all of their cruise money refunded to them. And it was strange. Why are we seeing our cruise money refunded to us? They call into Carnival Cruise Line. And Carnival says, well, your cruise has been canceled. And the guy's like, what do you mean my cruise has been canceled? We didn't cancel our cruise. And they said, well, your cruise was canceled by your emergency contact. And guess who his emergency contact was? It was his ex-lover. His ex-fiance was still his emergency contact. She was able to call in and cancel the dude's cruise. What? What? Look, that's at least they got their money back. I don't know if they lost any money in the transaction, but it seems like they got their money back. You got to be careful. You know, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That's what I heard. Look, let me ask you to do this. If you'd like to stay up to date with everything going on in cruising, hit the subscribe button right now, dagnabbit. All right, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Thanks PIA for the sponsorship. Tony for La Lido Loca. Till the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise News.